Hi everyone, my name is Shikha, and today I wanted to speak to you guys about setting up a morning routine. So every person, has different needs, different desires, they want to accomplish different things. So I wouldn't kind of recommend that you have a similar morning routine to someone else that you know. You have to kind of figure out your own stuff. Maybe you're not a morning person. Maybe you are. Maybe you want to start off the day with hot water and lemon. Maybe you want to start off with a meditation. Maybe you want to start off with a really rigorous yoga session. I'm not going to dictate to you what you should be doing in the morning. That is not my role here. But what I do want to say is that there's a myriad, like a wide variety of things you can choose from. Lemon water, yoga, meditation, journaling, morning pages, walking, meditation, a big breakfast, whatever it might be. I do implore you to kind of set a standard morning routine for you that you follow consistently through time. And the reason for this, there's multiple reasons for it. I'm going to go through them, but I'm going to kind of bring the analogy of a foundation to you. So your morning routine is basically like a foundation of a building. Think about a building and their foundation. Every building looks different, right? I mean, when you look on the surface of it, on the buildings, they're all different. They look different. They feel different. They have mirrors. Some of them have glass. Some of them don't. Some of them are brick, etc. Right? So they're all different, just like all the human beings that are there out there. But the foundation, if you look at the building foundation, every building starts off the same. So every time anyone does any construction, they dig a hole in the ground and they lay down the foundation. And all of these foundations, if you do creep on all of these construction sites, you'll see that they all look the same. Steel beams, deep ground steel beams, a little bit of concrete, and a lot of packing material. So I mean, I don't know the details of it. I'm not a construction worker or in building architecture at all. But I'm just saying that the foundation is exactly the same every single time. Does that tell you something? I mean, you always have to start with the basics, right? So the same thing works for us. If the foundation is good, if the foundation is solid, then the rest of the day kind of falls into place automatically. It really does. So, for example, my morning routine has been exactly the same for the past, I would say, 4 or 5 months, and it's really grounded me. It's actually really made me feel better about my days. I actually feel accomplished, even though maybe I don't do that much during the day. I feel like I've actually done something because I start off the day perfectly. So I wake up in the morning, I do my morning ablutions, brush my teeth, blah, 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 whatever I need to do. But then I get back into bed, warm and cozy. That works for me. I used to kind of try to force myself to sit down on the ground somewhere in the cold and meditate that way. It never worked for me. I was always uncomfortable. I was really miserable, and I always stopped early. So what works for me is I get back into bed, under the covers. I sit down with all the covers around me like a mummy, and I sit down and do my meditation. I use bells for mindfulness, for bells to kind of bring me back. Different people do different things. Sometimes I use breath work. So I sit down for a half an hour meditation. And then, depending on how busy my mind is, I do morning pages. So I do my journaling. I use a pen and paper and I write it out. I write for 3 pages straight. Stream of consciousness. I don't think about it. I just write it out. I get it all of this out on paper. And then I get up out of bed. I make my bed. And that's actually one of my really important routines that I've started doing. I never used to do that before, and I really believe it's like a game changer for me because just having that, crisp, clean bed to come back to at night just completely changed that perspective. So I totally do recommend if you want to kind of include that. That works really well for me. And then flossing. I mean, I floss every day now because that actually made it a part of my habit. I know it's a very small thing, but it's so powerful because it's one thing that I've never been able to do, and the fact that I actually have incorporated it into my life now, it just makes me feel so much more, like, it makes me feel proud of myself. It makes me feel accomplished. Small thing, but really powerful. And then I go on and I have a really humongous breakfast. I'm a big breakfast person, so I have lots of protein. I'm gluten-free and mostly 90% vegetarian. So I'll have, usually curry or lentil soup, rice, something like that, right? So again, that's my routine. Again, not saying that you should copy it. If it works for you, do. But what I'm saying is that figure out your own routine. Figure out what works for you. Figure out what's going to make you feel accomplished. And what is going to make you feel good, so that the rest of the foundation for the rest of the day is set in solid ground. Nothing can phase you anymore because you started the day off powerfully. It sets you up for the rest of the day. Seriously, I so recommend it because I go through the day and I know that I started off really, really well. I have such a solid foundation that nothing phases me. Even if something else goes wrong during the day, I can always go back to that feeling that I started off the morning perfectly. So this does not matter. Nothing matters because I know I started the day off perfectly. And usually, the more I feel that way, my days usually end up being perfect as they are. They're just amazing, awesome days where I meet amazing people. I do crazy cool things, and I'm just so lucky. But gratitude, that's a video for another day. So I know I spoke a lot. I hope that this video helps you. I really, truly believe that morning routines are a solid foundation that everyone needs to build. So I hope, if you have any questions, let me know, but I hope this helped you. Again, my name is Shikha, and signing off now. Bye.